I was robbed about 2 weeks ago now, a little bit before Christmas. Someone broke into, or some people broke into my storage unit where I had all the comics that I didn't have room to display at home, and they stole about $35,000 worth of comic books, mostly omnibus editions. That is a conservative estimate. I haven't added everything up to figure it out, but it's a good estimate considering what I do know that has been taken. Um, I've talked about this on. I made a TikTok video pretty soon after it happened to just get the word out there, uh, to hopefully get spread around the comic collecting community in Houston. And it did happen. There were people around town that knew about the situation and were trying to keep their eyes out. But unfortunately, despite everyone being made aware, despite calling around to shops, comic shops, resale places, nothing has turned up. I've done everything on my side. I promise. I've talked to everyone. I've done everything. I've called places. I've gone to different places. I've done everything that I possibly can on my side. Um, I'm not posting this to have any like advice or anything. I promise. I'm not trying to be rude, but you don't need to go to the comment section and ask me, did I do this? What about this? Because I promise I've covered every single base, and every question that you probably have is something that, like, in the past couple weeks, especially since this happened during the holidays when I'm around friends and family pretty constantly, um, I've been asked the same things over and over and over, and I've covered everything. And basically all that happens after I've talked to each person that asks me these things is they come to the realization of the whole futility of this whole situation. And they just get upset alongside me about it. So you don't have to offer solutions. You don't have to ask me, did you do this? Did you do that? Like, the situation, it happened. It sucks. I lost a large portion of my collection, and now I wanted to come here onto my main platform to talk about it because I haven't talked about it here on my channel yet. So I'm not going to get in the nitty gritty details about the actual incident. If you want some of the details, you can watch what I put up on TikTok. But they broke into, like I said, they broke into my storage unit. Storage was mostly books that I didn't have on display. They also stole a few other things that were in there, like my bike, my grandfather's old Dremels, a carry-on size suitcase that they definitely used to take some of the books that were not boxed up. And the part that I think adds insult to injury is they stole my dolly, like a two-wheel push dolly, that they definitely used to take the books out of the unit, and they just hung on to it. Um, in total, I think about 40 boxes full of books were taken. 6 boxes were left in the unit, as well as a couple of massive, like probably 5 foot tall stacks, mostly of Dark Horse library editions like these that I did not have boxed. Those were left because obviously they're very unwieldy. I do think that this was targeted. I'm not saying that someone knew it was my storage unit. I don't think that someone was like, the Omnibus collector's books are here. I think it was someone who either works there or rents there who saw me coming in and out with like stuff and decided to target that storage unit. They picked the locks, they got the stuff, they locked it behind themselves, which was kind of felt like an FU after it was done. And yeah, they took what they could, and I did find evidence of the route that they took to get out of the building. There was a camera that should have gotten footage of them leaving, because it would have taken multiple trips for them to get out. So to get all those books out to their vehicle. So I know exactly where the vehicle was parked. I know where they exited the facility, and I know which camera would have gotten the footage. But I'm told by management that there's no footage, that like the camera didn't catch anything. Slightly tinfoil hat conspiracy on that one is I don't think the camera actually works, despite the fact that they assured me it does, because not only did they tell me there was no footage, there was nothing in the footage, but they still have not sent the footage to the police. I can't look at it. The police haven't gotten it. And the police also, they can't make them turn it over and they can't make them show it to me. So I'm kind of in a spot right there where there's nothing that can be done. So that's kind of the situation there. It sucks. Like the management is not being cooperative, and then the police on their side, I've turned in all kinds of information, all kinds of stuff that I've thought would help with the investigation, help find the people that did this. But they told me, like, even if we do find the people that stole your books, if they've already been sold, we cannot prove beyond a doubt that those are your books. So we can't just take them and give them to you. It's not like something like a guitar or a watch, or like, you know, vehicles have VIN numbers. Those types of things have like serial numbers. The comics don't have any personal identification on them. I didn't label them or anything like that, which I will say I am going to be getting one of those cool like personalized stamp things, so I can put my put a seal, I guess, on all of my books, because I'm not collecting with as an investment. Like, it all is they are my books for my library, for my personal enjoyment. So I don't mind like putting a mark on them. And I will be doing that so that just in case this happens again in the future, that I can say they have my seal. They have my name and my seal in there. So I think that's like basically the gist of the situation. And then, you know, after talking to the cops and they told me, you know, we can't prove that they're yours, it brought me to the realization a few days after it happened that, like, there's nothing that I can do. I'm not getting those books back. And so I needed to start looking at the positives, if you will, about the situation, which obviously, it was my storage unit that was broken into. Our home was not broken into. We're safe. Our pets are safe. And the vast majority of my collection, as well as everything else that we own, is safe. However, as well as stealing $35,000-ish worth of books from me, they also stole my sense of security. So even though they didn't break into our home, I can't leave for more than a couple of hours without feeling too anxious. So we are moving after all of this. We're doing an emergency move. We are going into a larger place where we won't need to have storage space. I'll be able to display everything. And it's going to be a lot more secure, a lot more security at home. So it'll be nicer. Was that's going to be expensive. A sudden move like that is not cheap, and it's going to be a pain in the ass to move all these books. But we decided that this is the best option to go with. Anyway, after the like several days after that, and realizing kind of the futility, I'm not getting my books back, starting to look at the silver linings, I did think about, you know, everything that I didn't lose is great. And also I started to get people reaching out to me from the collector community, people who knew me because of content that I've made and stuff, who were wanting to help out in the situation. That's not something that I expected to happen at all, but I am not too proud to accept help like that. So people wanted to send books my way. They wanted to help out however they could. And I decided the best thing to do is I made a list. It's not comprehensive. I'm still adding to it, but I made a list of the things that were stolen. There's a link to that list. It's a Google document, link in the description here, so you can check it out if you'd like to. And in that document, I put a P.O. box. I rented a P.O. box, so if people did want to send things to me, they can do that without me having to give out my address. And I opened a new account on In Stock Trades, which is my primary place where I buy comics from, because people wanted me to put together a wish list of stuff that was stolen. So I did that. And I had, at least one person sent me gift certificates to use towards purchasing something. So I did buy back the Animal Man Omnibus, which is my favorite comic of all time. So first thing that I did was buy that back. But I also have a new email address that I set up for all of this. So if you'd like to contact me specifically in regards to this whole thing, you can email me at that address that's in the document. And you can... a lot of people have been sending me links to cheap books so that if I wanted to reacquire certain things, there are sites and eBay sellers that have things for deep discount. So a lot of people have been helping out like that. So you can contact me through that email if you'd like to do that as well. Again, I'm not asking people. I'm not expecting anything, but the fact that there were so many people that already did reach out, I've already reacquired like around 20 books that were stolen from me, which is fantastic. It's a small amount of the like 300 or 400 books that were taken, but everything counts towards rebuilding. And this is something that's going to take me years. I know that most of it is going to be me just repurchasing these things on my own. But for anyone who does want to help out, for anyone who feels like they'd like to, I did do all that, so you can do so. Or again, if you see any like good deals on various places, you can feel free to send me links. And once I get done with, once we're done moving and we're past all those extra expenses that come with that, I'm going to start trying to hunt down my collection. And, one of the unexpected silver linings is that it's kind of reinvigorated my interest in Western comics. Because one of the reasons why I kind of waned on talking, I never stopped collecting them. But there were less and less books coming out that I was excited about each month, because I felt like the majority of what I was interested in had already happened and I had already collected. And as much as this situation sucks, it's kind of reinvigorated me, because now I'm back on the hunt for things. I'm back to wanting to acquire certain things and rebuilding certain sections of my library. And it's reinvigorated my interest in these stories and made me want to go and revisit these stories that I haven't read for years. So I don't know if that's going to be me returning to making more comic related content. But it's definitely got me more excited about these books. Just looking through the things that didn't get stolen got me excited about, it sucks that all of my Swamp Thing stuff was stolen, but I do still have all of these Daredevil Omnibus editions, and now I kind of want to reread all of these. So that's kind of the unexpected positive that came from this, is I'm renewing my interest in these books, and I'm excited to get back to collecting these things. And again, it's going to take years. It'll be, by the time most people have completely forgotten about what happened in this whole situation, I'm still going to be working on recollecting. And that's fine. It is a journey that, I'm going to be going on mostly alone. And it sucks. It's really freaking terrible. But we're going to rebuild. Like, we're going to recover. We're going to replace. We're going to rebuild. And it's going to be better than ever. And I can't wait for it. Anyway, I just wanted to put something out about this whole situation, because I know some people who watch the channel are already aware. And I wanted to talk a little bit more in depth about it. So thank you for watching. I hope that your holiday season was better than mine. Again, check out the stuff in the link to the document down below in the description. If you want to help out, let me know. I've been removing books from the list as I reacquire them, or as people tell me that they're sending them my way. So just, yeah. If you want to do anything, you can go ahead and look at that. If not, that's fine as well. I don't expect anything, but I do appreciate when it happens. So yeah, again, thanks for watching. 2026, I'm hoping, is going to be much better year, at least less getting robbed. That's the goal, is less getting robbed in 2026. And if that happens, then I think it'll be a success. And I hope the same for y'all. If you got robbed 0 times, I hope that you stay at 0 times. And if you got robbed any amount of times, I hope it goes down to 0 for 2026. That's the goal. No getting robbed in 2026. So I'll see y'all on the other side. More regular content coming soon, but I wanted to throw this out there. But Manga Buyer's Guide for January will be up soon. And before moving, my goal is to put out a library tour of everything as it is now before rebuilding in the new home. At our new house, I don't know how long it'll take before everything's up, and I don't know how long it'll take before I want to actually do a tour, but you'll at least get to see the collection as it is now, before tearing it down again. Thanks everyone for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out. Be well. Have a nice new year. and a good 2026. Bye.